Gazi friends, I'm Jamie. Thanks for joining me on your mat. We're going to go through about an hour-long yin practice where we let go, be passive, and just work on releasing our muscles into these long-held stretches. For this practice, I'm recommending that you have some sort of strap. If you don't happen to have an actual yoga strap, a belt works, a dog leash, maybe even a blanket or towel. But again, if you don't happen to have anything like that of this sort, don't worry about it. I have other options for you. Just take care of your body and be safe. I hope you're well. Thanks, guys. To get started, let's find our way to a comfortable seated position of your choice. As long as you have your sitting bones underneath you and your shoulders stacked on top, you're in a good position. We're just going to settle in here for a few moments. Close your eyes. Shift to an internal focus as you let go of everything that's happening off of your mat. Bring your attention to your toes and allow your attention to take the form of a warm white light. Let's allow that light to slowly travel up through our feet as it passes through your ankles, relaxes your calf muscles and lights up your shins. Notice the deep bend in each of your knees as you relax your quads and your glutes. Bring your attention to your sitting bones. Allow them to ground you into the earth and remind your hip flexors to relax. See that light continue its journey up through your spine as it fills up your belly, expands your rib cage, and opens your chest. Let the light assist your shoulders as they slide down the back. Notice the weight and length of each arm and all 10 of your fingers. Elongate through the back of your neck. Relax that notch at the front of your throat and release any tension through the face. Let's work to remain connected to the body as we now shift our focus to breath. Begin to observe your inhales and exhales without attachment. Notice the pathway that air takes as it comes in through the nostrils, hits the back of your throat, inflates your lungs, and opens your belly. And as you exhale, your navel draws back towards your spine, your lungs deflate. Once again, air hits the back of your throat and exits out through the nose. On your next inhale, let's take a big breath in, fill up the lungs, chest, and belly. Exhale, part your lips, side out. Round 2, find a fuller, longer, rounder inhale. Big, heavy breath as you exhale. One last time, find the biggest breath you've taken so far today, this week, this month, this year. And let it go with a big, dramatic sigh. Inhale, let your lips seal. And exhale, gently breathe out through the nose. Come back to your breath whenever you need, especially if your thoughts tend to wander, if things feel challenging, or when we move from one position to the next. Kindly invite your breath to lead the way. Inhale, grow any taller from tailbone out through the crown of your head. Exhale, gently release your chin towards your chest. Bring some space into the back of your neck. As you inhale, let's gently roll the right ear towards the right shoulder. Exhale, chin to chest. Inhale, roll left ear to left shoulder. Exhale, chin to chest. With your breath, continue to let the head roll back and forth, side to side. And all of these movements that we're beginning with are just simply to help warm up the body in preparation for our passively held stretches. Let's take 2 more passes, right to left, breathing gently and easily. Only letting the head roll around without anything else moving as best as we can. Inhale, roll over to the right. Exhale, chin to chest. Inhale, roll to the left. Exhale, chin to chest. Inhale, lift the crown of your head back towards the ceiling so your chin levels out to the floor. Flutter your eyes open. Inhale, sit up a little bit taller. Exhale, gently gaze over your right shoulder. Inhale, bring your head through center, and exhale, look over towards the left. Inhale through center, exhale, gaze right. Inhale through center, exhale, gaze left. Let's do this a few more times. Noticing the stretch at the back of your neck as you turn your chin away in the opposite direction. Notice that subtle sensation of heat at the base of your skull. Let's take 1 more pass through from right to left at your own pace. Inhale, bring your head back, front and center. Let's start to look up towards the ceiling. Lift your chin. Exhale, look down towards the floor. Inhale, look up. Exhale, look down. Couple more times. Inhale, lift the gaze. Exhale, lower it down. Inhale, as you look up, make sure the back of your neck is still comfortable. If not, adjust. Not look up so far or not at all. 1 more time. Inhale, look up towards the ceiling. And exhale, look down towards the floor. Inhale, again, find that nice neutral position for your neck. Let's start to roll the shoulders out in either direction. You can also do 1 at a time if that feels more appropriate for your body. Feel free to switch it up and move in the opposite direction. On an inhale, let's come back to stillness. Sit up nice and tall. Reach your arms up towards the ceiling. Fingertips may tap. Exhale, let right palm come down towards the mat as you reach your left arm up and over in a nice little side bend. Inhale, come up through center. Fingertips may tap. Exhale, left palm comes down to the mat as right arm reaches up and over. Inhale, up through center. Exhale, over towards the right. Inhale, through center, tap. Exhale, over to the left. Inhale, let's come up through center. Exhale, over to the right. Pause here for a moment. Root down through that left sitting bone and spiral your chest towards the ceiling. Exhale, we're going to contract a little bit here. Let your left arm reach out towards a diagonal as you begin to fold over that thigh. Inhale, open the chest towards the ceiling. Exhale, begin to round. Inhale, open up. Twice more. Exhale, round. Inhale, reach up. Last time. Exhale, round. Inhale, lift up. Pause, exhale. Inhale, come up through center. And exhale, let left palm find the floor as right arm reaches up and over. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, find that little contraction. Fold over the left thigh. Inhale, lift your heart towards the ceiling. Exhale, contract. Inhale, lift. Twice more. Exhale, round. Inhale, open. Final 1. Exhale, come through. Inhale, lift up. Pause, exhale. Inhale, let your fingertips tap. And exhale, gently release your hands down to your knees or legs in some manner. Inhale, draw your chest forward. Exhale, round. Inhale, open up. And exhale, round. Inhale, open like a seated cow. Exhale, round, seated cat. Couple more. Inhale, open. Exhale, round. Inhale, sit up tall. Exhale, contract. Last round. Inhale, arch the spine, lift your chest. Exhale, round and contract. Inhale, let's come back up to center. Take your legs out in front of you however they are. Start to let your knees bounce like popcorn. Feel free to roll out your ankles a couple times here. Switch it up and move in the opposite direction. Maybe even play with a flexed foot, point your toes. Just start to bring a little bit more heat into the ankles and toes. Take another round or two here in movement. Then as you're ready, I'll begin to turn to the side. We'll bring the soles of our feet together and make a nice wide diamond-like shape. My weight is still even on the sitting bones, but my feet are a little bit farther away from the hips, maybe more so than what you normally practice in a vinyasa class. And gently lengthen the spine, crown of the head up towards the ceiling. Hands can rest on the shins or wherever they feel most comfortable. As you exhale, I'm going to continue to let my sitting bones root down as my tailbone extends back. And I begin to gently fold over towards my feet and eventually allow your chin to come towards your chest as you fully relax the upper body into this fold. We'll remain here for about 10 rounds of breath or so. Let the stretch be more about lengthening your spine, finding a stretch in that lumbar area, rather than opening up the hips. You might feel a subtle stretch there, but if it becomes too intense, let your feet come farther away from your pelvis. Just let your arms relax so your shoulders spread apart from your spine. And let go of any tension within your muscles. To find a little bit more depth through the stretch, you may start to thread your forearms underneath your calf muscles, using that as a leverage point so your chest naturally draws closer towards your heels. And once again, let's let the head get heavy. Let's come into our last 3 rounds of breath. Fourth inhale, begin to unthread each arm out from underneath your calves. Gently hold on to the front of your shins and inhale. Let's slowly roll back up to a seated position with shoulders over the hips. Sit up tall here. Settle into those sitting bones again. Let's begin to walk our right fingertips behind us and let your left hand cross over and find your right outer thigh. Inhale, we'll sit up tall, and exhale, take a gentle twist towards your right. Use your right fingertips as a little kickstand without letting your weight shift back into the hand. Let your weight again roll a little bit farther away from that right hand as if your sitting bones were beginning to tilt back. One more breath in. Breath out. Begin to release your twist. Come through center, chest facing forward. Then let left fingertips come behind you as your right hand crosses over and find your left thigh. Inhale, we'll sit up tall. Exhale, begin to twist your chest open towards the left. Use inhales to lengthen your spine and exhales to deepen your twist if there's more space to find. Last inhale. Exhale, begin to release your twist. Bring your chest back towards the front of your mat. From here, Let's keep the left foot as is and extend your right leg out towards that 45-degree angle. Bring that sole of your left foot to the inner right thigh. Sit up tall as you inhale. Exhale, begin to twist your chest towards your right leg. Let your left knee get heavy towards the floor. You can always add a block or a pillow underneath it for supports. Right foot nice and relaxed. Inhale again, we'll sit up tall. And as we exhale, begin to walk your hands closer towards your right foot, however far of a reach you find. And once again, we'll allow the upper body to soften and round over the leg. You can always add a block underneath your forehead if that's needed and you need to put it on top of the knee. Let's see if it can go either on the outside or the inside of the leg rather than right on top. Let your shoulders spread apart and take a few rounds of breath here to settle in. Feel free to find a soft bend in that right knee and just let yourself relax.
Thanks, buddy.
Next inhale, let's encourage a little bit more space in the spine. Draw your chest towards your right foot. Let your hands walk forward as well if you need. And on an exhale, allow yourself to soften and fully fold over your right leg. Come into 3 final rounds of breath here. Inflating your belly fully and relaxing the upper body as best as you can. 4th inhale, let's use our arm strength as our palms press down into the floor and gradually walk yourself back upright with your shoulders over your hips. Let's now begin to exhale and twist away from our right leg. Take your left hand behind your head and bring your right hand to the inside of that right leg again. Inhale, sit up tall. Exhale, we'll begin to fold over the right leg. And inhale, we'll begin to bring the shoulders back over the hips. Exhale, begin to lean over the right leg. Inhale, come back up. We'll do one more little flow here. Exhale to lean and fold over the right. Inhale, begin to come back up. Now as you exhale and fold laterally over your right leg, that arm on the inside of that calf, knee, or thigh is acting as a little leverage point again. Gently press into that inner leg and open your heart towards the ceiling. Root down through your left sitting bone to grow long through the left side of your body. Only here for a couple more moments. Inhale, draw your navel in towards your spine and let's slowly slide that right arm back alongside the inner leg. Relax your left arm by your side. Roll out that shoulder if it feels needed. And let's begin to square our chest back towards the top of our mats and let that left leg come out long to meet your right. Take a moment here and again, feel free to popcorn the knees or let your feet windshield wiper from side to side. Before we take the opposite side, we're just going to come into a quick little counter pose. We'll bend the knees and plant the feet into the mat. Feet about a foot and a half away from your pelvis. Bring your hands behind you about 8 to 10 inches. Let your fingertips rotate towards your pelvis if that feels all right for the wrists. Roll your shoulders up, back, and down. Inhale, begin to puff up your chest and lift it towards the ceiling. Let your head fall towards the mound of your shoulders. One more inhale. Exhale. Let your chin come back down towards your chest. Let's extend that left leg out towards that 45-degree angle and bring that right foot to the inner thigh. Get yourself situated. Again, your weight nice and even between your sitting bones. Let your left leg relax here. No need to point or flex the foot. Inhale, we'll sit up tall and begin to exhale as we square our chest towards that left leg. Inhale one more time, sit up tall. Exhale, one hand at a time. Begin to walk yourself forward as you fold over that left leg. Soften the bend in your knee. And just let yourself passively let go. Be mindful of any unnecessary tension, especially through your fingers, toes, jaw. And just allow your breath to help you soften all of the spaces. Again, as you inhale next, let's see if there's a little bit more space to find. As your chest draws forward towards your left foot, your hands walk a little bit farther out in front of you, and use your exhale to help you fold any deeper over the left leg. Think belly towards thigh and chest towards your knee or shin. Let's find our last 3 rounds of breath. Fourth inhale, press into your hands and slowly walk your shoulders back over your hips. Take a moment here, settle into both sitting bones. Next exhale, let's begin to twist away from the left leg. Bring your right hand behind your head. Inhale, sit up tall. Exhale, let's let that left hand draw on the inside of the left leg. And inhale, come back up with shoulders over hips. Exhale, we'll lean laterally over the left leg. And inhale, we'll come back up. One more time like that. Exhale, lean side body towards the thigh. Inhale, come up. Last time, exhale, begin to lean over your left leg. Let's find some stillness here. Feel your right sitting bone root down into the floor. Inhale, open your chest towards the ceiling. Draw your elbow behind you. Here for just a moment longer. On your next inhale, draw your navel in towards your spine. Begin to slowly slide back up. And let your right arm lower down to your side as you roll out that shoulder. When you're ready, we'll slide that right leg out to meet your left. Once again, find movement in the knees, ankles, feet, toes. Another little counter stretch here, or posture. Bend those knees, plant your feet once again, and plant your palms behind you. Roll your shoulders back. Inhale, puff up your chest towards the ceiling. Let your head fall towards the mounds of your shoulders. Stay here or go a little bit deeper as you press so firmly into your hands and feet that your hips begin to rise and you find reverse table. Take one more breath in. Exhale, chin towards chest as your hips begin to lower down towards the floor. Let's keep weight in the hands and just let our knees windshield wiper from side to side. Massage your glutes a little bit here. Find a subtle little twist through the lower half of the body. Last time from right to left. We'll come back up towards a seated position. Let's take the right leg in front of us, and your left knee is going to be bent kind of right off of your hip with 90-degree angles in both legs. Let me turn to the other side so you can see that a little bit better. So naturally, your left hip is lifting off the floor. We're going to allow it to do so, and just let your feet relax here. Inhale, we'll sit up tall. Exhale, we're going to gently twist towards our right. Your left hand may find that top of the right thigh. Inhale, release, and come through center. Exhale, we'll begin to twist towards the right. Inhale through center. One more time like that. Exhale, twist. Then inhale, come through center. As you exhale and twist this final time here, we're going to keep the chest nice and open towards the right as our hands begin to walk farther out away from us, and we allow our upper body to relax and fold towards the floor. On your next inhale, press down into your hands and begin to walk yourself back upright. Square your chest back front and center. Let's use that left hand and guide that left knee forward. And as you're ready, we'll plant both feet into the floor, and once again, let the knees windshield wiper back and forth. Let's take that on the second side. Left knee bent, shin about parallel to the top edge of your mat as your right knee bends. Take it right off that hip and allow that sitting bone to naturally lift off the floor. Relax your feet. Inhale, sit up tall. Exhale, gently twist towards your left. Inhale, come through center. Exhale, gently twist again towards the left. Inhale through center. Exhale, twist left. Inhale, center. Exhale, twist. Let's pause here. And as you're ready, begin to walk one hand at a time towards your left, out in front of your chest as you allow your upper body to fold forward. Inhale, press down into your hands and gradually walk them closer towards your pelvis to sit up nice and tall. Let's again square the chest forward and use our right hand to bring the right knee forward to meet your left as both knees bend. And we once again let those knees windshield wiper from side to side. As you're ready, we'll take the right leg out in front of us and begin to cross that left ankle up and over the top of your right thigh. We're going to take our fingers and work to interlace them between each individual toe. It might feel a little awkward. It's not the easiest little grip to find, but just do your best. So we're going to warm up that ankle a little bit more here. You start to use your arm as the ankle rolls around in either direction. And then we'll switch and move in the opposite way. All the while, your bottom leg is nice and relaxed here. And as you're ready, we're going to see if we can keep that grasp of your foot with your hand. We're going to sit up tall for a moment. Inhale. Exhale. We'll gently begin to fold forward in this figure 4 type of position. You can gently hold on to that top leg's knee with that arm and just let yourself rest toward your thighs. Allow your top leg's outer hip to release here. And see if you can find your edge. In Yin, again, we practice passiveness. Try to not engage the muscles and work to find a balanced state of comfort and discomfort. Our comfort comes from relying on our breath, and the discomfort comes from knowing that things are changing within the body. You're noticing the stretch without pushing yourself past that sensation into pain. Five more breaths. Sixth inhale. Gently roll your spine up one vertebra at a time. Let your head arrive last. Release your foot, if not already. And just let that foot relax here for a moment. Again, you might roll out the ankle. Let's manually take that leg out to meet the right. Feel free to, again, find movement in the knees. Let's find the opposite side. So that leg that was just on top is now going to be on the bottom as we cross the opposite leg up and over. Try to get your ankle on top of the thigh. You can always add that blanket underneath for a little bit more support. Let's again interlace our fingers as best as we can in between each toe. And then sit up tall as we begin to roll out that ankle. This is a great way to stretch out the feet. It's a little bit more unconventional. But we rely on our feet so often that sometimes we neglect to stretch them out. And then switch it up if you have not already. Move your ankle in the opposite direction. Find stillness, a nice neutral position for that foot. Sit up tall, inhale. Exhale, we'll gently begin to fold over our legs. Allow your outer hip to relax as well as the bottom leg as you may start to notice a hamstring stretch. Once again, we'll remain here for 5 more rounds of breath. Slow and deep, remaining as still as you can. Begin to release your toes. And inhale, roll back up, 1 vertebra at a time. As you're ready, we'll uncross the top leg. Take them both out in front and let the knees move for a moment or two. As you're ready, let's come onto hands and knees. We'll bring the wrists under the shoulders and the knees underneath the hips and table. Let's just take a couple cat-cows here to warm up the spine just a bit more. Inhale, curl your toes under, lower your belly, lift your heart, gaze, and hips. Exhale, uncurl your toes, round your spine as chin comes towards chest. Inhale, lengthen through the front side of your body in cow. Exhale, lengthen the back side of your body in cat. Let's find a couple more rounds of breath with this movement. Moving slowly and mindfully. Allowing movement to get a little bit bigger as the breath deepens as well. Inhale, come back to your neutral spine. Let's begin to inhale and reach the right arm up towards the ceiling. And as you exhale, soften the bend in your left elbow as your right arm threads underneath you. Allow that shoulder and side of your face to come down to the mat. If the floor feels far away and you do not want to come all the way down, feel free to bring that pillow underneath you. If turning your head towards the left is too intense, bring your forehead to the mat instead. Gently guide your right hip bone forward to neutralize the pelvis, and think of this twist from waist up. We'll only take 2 more rounds of breath here. Third, inhale, press down into your left palm. Inhale, begin to unthread your right and plant that palm underneath your shoulder. Inhale, let's reach the left arm up towards the ceiling, open your chest. Exhale, soft bend in your right elbow so the left arm threads all the way underneath you. Bring that shoulder and side of your face to the floor. But again, feel free to give yourself that assistance underneath you with a pillow or a block. If turning the head towards the right is too intense, bring the forehead to the floor instead. Gently guide the left hip bone forward. Neutralize your pelvis to twist from waist up. Take 2 more rounds of breath. Third, inhale, press down into your right palm, unthread your left arm, and plant that hand underneath your shoulder. Take another round of breath here, maybe in cat-cow. Inhale, let's find our neutral spine. Exhale, curl your toes under as your hips begin to shift up and back, coming into a quick little down dog here. Feel free to find a lot of movement as you pedal the feet, roll the ankles, and bend your knees. You can let your hips sway from side to side as if you're wagging your tail. Nod the head yes and shake it out no. Start to feel that expansion all along the back side of your body. The strength through the front. Take that big breath in. And exhale, slowly let it go. Inhale, let's gently sweep the right leg up and back towards the ceiling. Find some space in the front of that hip flexor. Exhale, let's bring that right knee towards our right wrist as our shoulders stack over the wrists. Slide the right shin out in front of you towards that top edge of your mat. And let's gently walk the left toes farther back behind us so we can settle on the top of that thigh and eventually uncurl the toes. We're going to take this into our half pigeon or sleeping swan, and this is where we may want to use our strap. So if you happen to have one, let's bend the left knee, wrap it around the top of the left foot, and hold on to that strap with our left hand. We're going to inhale and sit up tall here for a moment. You may stay here. As you exhale, be mindful of the amount of slack you have on that strap and fold all the way over. We're going to get a little bit deeper into that left hip flexor and quadricep by finding that heel towards the sitting bone. You may also really feel this in that right outer hip again. Relax your shoulders and find as much space within your hips as you can by using those deep rounds of breath. Only 5 more rounds of breath. Sixth inhale. Let's gently come back upright and let go of your strap as your left leg gets long behind you. Sit up tall for a moment. Notice any changes in either leg. As you're ready, plant down into each palm. Curl your left toes under and step your right foot back to meet your left and let your hips shift up and back into your down dog. Once again, feel free to walk the dog and find any other movement that might call to you. Settle back into stillness. Let's inhale, begin to sweep the left leg up and back in a 3-leg down dog. Exhale, guide that left knee towards your left wrist as your shin comes through. Walk those right toes a little bit farther back. Come onto that fleshy part of your thigh. You can always bend your left knee even more so your heel comes closer towards that right sitting bone to decrease the sensation of that left outer hip stretch. We'll again maybe take our strap as we bend the right knee and wrap it around the top of the foot or ankle. Drape it over your right shoulder as if you were carrying a purse, backpack, or bag of some sorts. We'll sit up tall. And as we exhale, we'll once again be mindful of the amount of slack that you have on your strap and begin to fold forward. Find your last 5 rounds of breath. 6th inhale, we'll take our time carefully, come back upright, let go of your strap, maybe toss it out to the side. Just sit up right here for a moment in your pigeon prep. Gently rock right to left if that feels okay for the outer left hip. Plant down into each palm underneath your shoulders. Curl your right toes under to lift the knee off the floor. And step your left foot back to meet your right as your hips lift towards the ceiling in down dog. Find movement if it feels right. Take one more breath in. Exhale, stay. Inhale, let's begin to lift our heels off the mat, rise onto the ball of each foot. Exhale, soften the bend in your knees and guide your shoulders over your wrists through a table. Let's walk the hands a little bit farther out away from our knees so we then find our way into more of a kneeling plank. Let the hips shift forward. Exhale, soften the bend in your elbows and let's lower our bellies and chests all the way down to the floor. Uncurl your toes and then bring one arm at a time out in front of you. Prop up your upper body in Sphinx. Make sure that your shoulders are right over your elbows. If too intense of a lower back bend, take your arms a little bit more out in front of you. Let the lower half of your body release. Feel free to wiggle your hips or even bend your knees and windshield wiper your feet from side to side. If you'd like, come into stillness with those knees bent. Or again, just let those legs be long and heavy. Inhale, draw your chest forward. Exhale, let's release chin towards the chest. Let your head get extremely heavy here. If too intense of a neck stretch, feel free to add that prop underneath your forehead, such as a block, bolster, pillow, or whatever you may have close at hand. Though this may feel a little bit more active in the upper body as you are supporting your weight with your forearms, we're still being passive here, allowing our muscles to release so fully as if they are just melting away from the bone, allowing our fascia to soften. Take 3 more breaths. As you are ready, slowly come all the way down onto your chest. Stack one palm over the other and let your forehead rest on top. Breathe deeply into the belly. Allow your lumbar spine to decompress. If movement feels needed, feel free to let your hips wiggle from side to side. Or again, bend your knees and let the legs windshield wiper back and forth. Let your legs slowly lower back down to the floor. And let's choose either side. I'm going to roll over my left shoulder and hip and come all the way down onto my back. Take your time to adjust, especially if you have rolled off your mat. Let's inhale, come into a full body stretch. Lengthen from your fingertips to your toes. Take a big breath in. And exhale, give your knees a nice big hug in towards your chest. Gently rock from side to side a few times. Massage your lower back, sacrum, ribs, kidneys. You can let your knees roll around in a circular motion and just let your arms lead the way. Hug your knees in as close towards your chest as you can, and then let them open out wide towards your armpits. Your hands can remain on the tops of your shins, as this counts as a variation of happy baby. Just give yourself a couple rounds of breath here and allow your whole pelvis to meet the floor through the backside. If you'd like to intensify this inner hip stretch, feel free to flex your feet and press them up towards the ceiling. Knees are still hugged in towards your sides. You may find the outer edges of each foot with your hands, your big toes with your peace fingers, or gently hold on to the ankles, calves, or backs of your thighs. Let your chest open towards the ceiling. And take 3 more deep rounds of belly breaths. Fourth, inhale, gently release your feet. Let's take one step at a time as we reverse our way out of happy baby. Bring your knees in towards your chest, and let's open the arms out nice and wide in a capital T position. Inhale. Exhale, let your knees gently fall over towards the right edge of your mat. Let your left shoulder release as heavily as it can into the floor. Let your lower body wring out, twisting as if you were a wet towel, letting go of heavy thoughts, extra weight that you may have been carrying around. One more breath in, bigger breath out. Inhale with a little bit of core work. Let your knees come through center. Take your time here as your whole sacrum meets the mat. Inhale. And exhale, let your knees gently rest over towards the left. Right shoulder acts as an anchor. Feel that pectoral muscle expand a little bit here. And breathe as deeply as you can into your right lung. Let your right hip lean away from your waistline and bring as much space between rib cage to pelvis. Final breath in, deep breath out. Inhale, slowly bring the legs back towards your chest, knees bent. Let's start to gently extend the legs up towards the ceiling. Relax your feet, ankles, and knees in waterfall. Maybe feel how the blood in your legs is reversing its movement and flow as you begin to calm the nervous system. One more breath in. Exhale, one leg at a time. Begin to release your feet down to your mat. Allow your knees to open wide as the soles of each foot find one another in Supta Baddha Konasana. Feel free to slide blocks underneath those outer thighs for more support. And let your arms rest wherever they feel best. We'll stay here or gently begin to extend one leg at a time towards the top edge of our mat. And find our way towards our final relaxation posture, Shavasana. Close your eyes if they're not already. Come back to that internal focus as you bring attention to your toes and see that warm white light make its way up through your feet, legs, hips, torso, arms, and head. Let go so fully that you surrender every ounce of your weight into the floor, while you anchor your mind to the present moment and find a state of weightedness. While at the same time, as you let go so fully, we detach our bodies, breath, and minds from this practice, so much so that it may feel as if you are floating away and weightless. Inhale, take a deep breath in. And exhale, let it go slowly. Remain still or gently wiggle the fingers and toes. Roll your wrists and ankles. Rock your head from side to side. Inhale, reach your arms overhead, lengthen your legs and enter a full body stretch. Use your next inhale to inflate all the new space you brought into your body. Exhale, stay here or gently begin to bend the knees as you slide your heels towards your pelvis and roll off to your favorite side and rest in a fetal position. Please give yourself this moment to acknowledge your hard work and effort throughout this time on your mat as you deepen the connection between your mind and body. Inhale, gently press yourself up. Come up to a comfortable seated position of your choice. Close the eyes once more and bring your shoulders over your hips. Inhale, sweep your arms out and up. Lift your heart towards the ceiling. Exhale, let your hands meet as they float down through heart center or rest in your lap. Thank you for joining me and allowing me to guide your practice. Namaste.